Good morning. Welcome to our webinar to freelance or not to freelance. Do we need to convince you that freelancing is on the rise? Today, we have people subscribed from Belgium, France, Croatia, Serbia, Germany, the US, India, Switzerland, and the Netherlands, and people from Spain, meaning that we are covering right now different time zones. Welcome to all of you. You probably subscribed because you want to become a freelancer. Great, and congratulations. I hope that the sound is good, so please don't hesitate to comment something in the chat box if something not working appropriately. A lot of people are not happy in their professional life. A lot of people stay stuck in the corporate rat race, thinking about making a change, however, not acting. I know people who want to make a career change, but the golden cage is often too safe. And we agree. It's scary. It's scary not to be sure to have a steady income, and insecurity is scary. Doing it alone, it's not easy and it's a real challenge. But today, we HRBuilders, a company who is already working for 10 years with freelancers, we will tell you how your life can change by becoming a freelancer because you are not alone. Agencies like us, all our matchmakers, and our freelance community, fellow freelancers can help you. And we are convinced that if you don't like where you are, you should change it. So, welcome to our webinar. What is the content for today? We will explain you what the market trends are today, because we are sure and we will show it that the market is ready. We will tell you something about HRBuilders, we as an agency, who we are and what we do. We will tell you something about our interim managers, who are they and where do they come from. And then we will also give you some insights in the daily fee and other concerns you might have. And last but not least, we will give you also some details about partners we work with and contacts that can help you. Should you have any question, you can type that in the chat box and we will try to answer your questions during the webinar. Please also do connect with us via LinkedIn after the webinar, and we welcome you to set up an interview or video call with people from our team. So what are the market trends of today? And I'm sure that you're all aware of the fact that 45% of workers in Europe will be self-employed in the next 5 years. A lot of studies have shown this, and we are convinced that this is really a fact. More than 2/3 of managers expect to reach their workforce regardless of locations and time boundaries. And in the future, humans and machines collaboration will drive productivity up to 15%. A lot is happening and a lot will change in the future. And up to 20% of European workers in knowledge-intensive roles will have a bot, smart agent, or other piece of cognitive software as co-worker. So the world of work is changing tremendously. And one of those trends is the freelance market. Is it a trend, in fact? Freelancing is not new. Already, Ivanhoe offered his freelances or his free services to his King Richards. So this is where the term comes from, freelancing. Started in 1820. And then we had the evolution of the big interim management agencies companies like Manpower and Kelly, who were the first. Then we had platforms like Monster, CareerBuilder, and in 2008, several companies with a blue logo were founded, like Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and HRBuilders. We exist now for 10 years, and we see that freelancing is still on the rise. a lot of companies don't know the concept yet, and we still have to convince companies that this kind of flexibility really gives a competitive advantage. So the future will be all about freelancing and maybe in the long term also about managing robot freelancers. However, this is not the topic of today. Today we are talking about the gig economy, and we are talking about workers like you with specialized skills, with deep expertise. We are not talking about the people who are working for Uber or Airbnbs. We are talking about workers who possess strong technical, management, leadership, or creative abilities. Because for those workers, there is a future. If you, as an independent worker, are comfortable with and excited about developing your own income stream. You have to market yourself and you have to connect with others. You are best positioned to take advantage of the many opportunities the gig economy offers. So the question is if you are ready. If you are ready to make this big step towards freelancing. Gallup reports that over 80% of workers are not happy in their work. And what do we see with HRBuilders? In fact, that freelancers are happy because they take their future in their own hands. Who is becoming freelancer? Well, people who want to become CEO of their own career, people who are fed up with corporate policies and politics, and people who want to work on projects, specific projects with a specific objective. Indeed, freelancing is more and more appealing for millions of workers around the world. Also, studies show that in the future, 50% of support functions will disappear in corporate organizations. So what will companies then do? They will rely on freelancers in order to organize those support functions. So freelancers will bring in expertise and will add value on very specific subjects, like in HR. So yes, the best is yet to come. The market is absolutely ready. Are you ready? We see that most people who become freelancer, they want to stay working as a freelancer. They don't want to go back to a permanent position, except for people in France. But most people who take that big step are happy in that way of working. And most independent workers have actively chosen their working style and report really high levels of satisfaction. If you doubt about that, we can absolutely bring you in contact with people we know with a very nice freelance career. And why do people become a freelancer? Because of the flexibility. You can choose your own projects. Because of the freedom. You don't have a boss who is telling you when to take holidays and when not. And the possibility to continuously learn, to jump from project to project, which will give you a huge benefit compared to people who stay their whole life in the same environment, sector, organization. This is also a recent study from 2018, where we see that in different countries, more than 2 out of 10 people prefer independent work to full-time salaried employment. So freelancing is on the rise, and also the people who took that big step want to stay in that kind of situation. Of course, we don't have to be naive, and we want to be very honest about that. There are also absolutely disadvantages about freelancing. For sure, there is the uncertainty, and everybody has it. If you have just done a project, it's not sure that you will have an even exciting project the next time. You have to position yourself on the market. You have to do your own marketing, and it's difficult to plan ahead. These are absolutely disadvantages of freelancing. but you can also absolutely do something about it by being well prepared and by working with agencies like HRBuilders. A lot still needs to be done. Policymakers have to work on good regulations because in highly regulated labor markets, such as France and Germany, hiring a freelancer doesn't entail providing healthcare and pension benefits that salaried workers receive. So this is really a huge problem that should be tackled. And also organizations, they should really stay on top of evolving regulation because a lot still has to be done, and regulators, legislators, and labor platform owners and opinion leaders should all work together because this is a new way of working and a new marketplace that really should be optimized towards the future. And an independent worker, you should learn to think like a business and develop differentiated skills. What do we see the job of an interim manager? Our interim managers help companies to deal with unusual and complex situations like restructuring, reorganizations, mergers and acquisitions, or they help manage companies in their day-to-day operations. The average duration of our projects is between 6 to 18 or even more months. We even have freelancers who worked for us 3 years in the same company. And of course, there is uncertainty, but who can be sure to have a job for life these days? You also can have, in a permanent situation, also a lot of uncertainty. Above all, an interim manager is very flexible and focused on his mission and projects. So how can you minimize that uncertainty? Because we see that this might really be an issue for most people. To broaden your network, to tell to friends and family that you are freelancing, to explain what you do, to develop your professional contacts and network, to work with social media, use platforms, which is really on the rise also now, the platforms where you can see which companies are working regularly with freelancers and are open for contingency workers. So HRBuilders is an agency that can help you in finding an HR interim position. And what is specific about our company? Apart from the fact that we have an office both in Ghent, our values are about commitment, authenticity, transparency, and enthusiasm. So if we discuss fees, we are very transparent about that. And what you see is what you get in our company. How do we differentiate from our competitors? We only have HR profiles, so this is really our expertise. We have an international reach, so we have local projects, but we can service companies wherever in Europe and even in Moscow, Beijing, or the US if needed. We work with senior matchmakers, so we don't have junior people who don't understand what HR is about. We all worked in the field of HR and understand our clients and interim managers. And being flexible, pragmatic is certainly also one of our key differentiators. We have the experience and the reputation. We became part of a bigger holding, so now we are part of House of Talents, which is a Belgian company, and we have 12 different brands, all focused on different functions: sales, finance, digital jobs. We also have a brand that is working with nurses. Don't hesitate to take a look at it. We mainly work with House of Talents in Belgium, but we certainly have international ambitions. How do we work? As HRBuilders, we develop a freelance community. We connect with freelancers every single day in order to know them, to understand them, and to really know what our freelancers are looking for. As soon as a client gives us a project, we already have a clear picture of potential candidates because we stay in touch with our community. We discuss with our freelancers what the project is about, what the fee is about, and we present the profiles to our clients. A contract is signed between HRBuilders and the client, and a contract is signed between HRBuilders and the interim manager. And in 96% of the contracts, we have an extension because most of our freelancers are really people with a lot of experience in different companies, different industries, and they add value to our clients from day one. So HR is in our DNA. Here you can see the pictures of all the people that are working for us. We have people focused on Belgium, of course. We have people focused on France, on Germany, the Netherlands, even Latin America. We only do HR and we do it with an international mindset. So we have a big network all over the globe. Challenges, I'm absolutely convinced that we can help companies in 48 hours wherever they need an interim manager. Why do companies come to us? Because they have a replacement in case of maternity leave, because there is a crisis going on, because they have too much work. If there is a junior HR manager who has to manage, let's say, a complex M&A case, then it can be interesting to work with an interim manager. Or if there is a gap between a permanent position holder and a person who leaves the company. So these are the main reasons why people work with HRBuilders. We are the number one in our domestic markets and are growing internationally in Europe. Today, we have a network of 4,000 HR directors and managers screened in person. And I hear you think, whoa, 4,000 people? The chance that I, as an interim manager, might find a job with them is very small. I agree. Today, only 52 people are working for us in Belgium and 50 people are working on international assignments. Per year, we have approximately 150 assignments, but it's really important to keep contact with us, to send us a mail, to tell us when you are available. And it's like in a puzzle. If on the right moment we are in contact with you and we receive an assignment, then we can close a deal. But it's all about connecting, about staying in touch, and about developing long-term relationships. So I really, truly invite you to connect with us and to stay in touch on a regular basis. Since 2014, we grew in a very organic way. So where we had in 2017 31 projects, in 2018 internationally we had 46 projects, and in Belgium we had 93 projects. So freelancing is absolutely on the rise, and in our company we can see that each year we have a good growth. If we look at the functions that people are working in, then we can see that 40% of the assignments are about generalist roles. And then we think about HR director, VP HR, HR business partner, or manager. 3% is about talent management, 22% about talent acquisition, and that for sure in periods of economical growth, which we expect now to decrease again a little bit because companies are more reluctant in hiring new people because of the global economical situation. And in terms of crisis or more difficult economical situations, we will have more requests for social relations or people who are involved in restructuring. This is an overview of the projects that are open today. So we are looking in Germany for an HR manager in the area of Dresden. We are looking in Paris or Amsterdam or Poland several talent acquisition people for the same company. They are willing to install an RPO, and it will take a few months, not to say a small year, in order to have this setup. So to close that gap, they are looking for several talent acquisition people. I would say we are on the lookout for a senior change management manager in Paris, but my colleague just texted me that the project is closed, so this is not open anymore. But for another client in East Paris, we are looking for an HR manager, an RRH. In Germany, we are looking for a recruiter, and in Brussels for a senior HR generalist. And last week, very proud to say that we closed the first project in Slovakia. We work in a very fast world. We close projects in 48 hours, so it really changes very fast. So I really also invite you to follow us on social media. If you are available, just send us a mail, and we can give you immediately information if there is something going on or not that is linked to your expertise or interests. So we work with self-employed professionals. We only work with freelancers that we personally know. We are absolutely no CV brokers. And again, I will say it and I will repeat it. Meet us, stay in contact, and send us updates about you, because this is the only way how we can make sure that we can offer you a nice assignment. We organize several events in Belgium, but also abroad. Again, you can see it on social media. We organize webinars like this for our international community. It's not always easy to meet in person, but we do our best to meet you as face-to-face if possible. We organize events for clients, and we organize events for interim managers, because we truly believe in sharing, in learning, in developing each other, and in learning from good cases and best practices in other companies. What is the typical profile of our freelancers? And here you can see some pictures of people who actually work for us. They are very flexible, agile towards multiple settings and environments, very sensitive for diversity and multiculturalism. They all are seniors, but senior can also be having 3 years experience in talent acquisition. If you did 3 years the recruitment of IT people, then you also have a certain expertise. So an expertise of 3 years up to 20 or 30 years is possible. People add value from day one. There is absolutely a short onboarding because of the expertise of our people, and they are trendsetters and experts. So what about the daily fee of a freelancer? Of course, the fees in Poland will be lower than in Spain, than in Italy, than in Belgium, than in the Netherlands, France, or Germany, where people can expect to have the highest daily fee. And all depends also from the budget of the client. It can happen that the client is based in Germany, but that's because of a bad market reputation or geopolitical reasons that there is a budget cost cut, and that they will tell us, okay, this is the maximum that we can give you. And then it's up to HRBuilders to look for the right person who could be interested to work for a certain fee. We have, in fact, 3 levels that we distinguish. People that work on a strategic level, people that work on an operational level, and then people that will work between strategical and operational level. That's what we call tactical level. So people on level A have absolutely more than 15 years of experience. They work in a global context. They will cover different geographies. And then you can see there are some examples: global learning role, a global talent acquisition role, where you have to define the strategy, where you have to set up new teams, or reorganize the talent acquisition function, change management in a big transformation, merger and acquisition support. These are really all entry managers working on level A, and they can expect a daily fee between 700 and 1200 euros a day. This is about the maximum that you can expect if you work with HRBuilders, because we have projects with a duration of, as I said already before, 6-9 months a year, which is for a company really already a huge budget. It's different if you work in a consultant role, because this is more punctual. But for our entry managers, this is a bit the range. And then on the right, you see on an operational level, people with less than 10 years of experience. This is just to give an indication. Now, of course, you have people with 20 years of experience who also work on operational level. But there we think about an HRIS consultant helping with the implementation, a recruiter who is doing day-to-day recruitment activities, transactional work. That entry manager will be possible to earn a fee between 500 and 750 euros. And then on top of that, HRBuilders is taking a margin, which we negotiate with the client, but where we also are very transparent towards the entry manager how much that will be. Should you have any questions about this, again, don't hesitate to reach out to us. We will be happy to give you more insights or discuss what you, with your specific profile, would ask for. Because we see indeed that the cost of healthcare, how to organize pension and tax, etc., is for most freelancers a key concern. And that's why in this presentation, we share with you some names and contacts that you can contact in Belgium, internationally. In Paris, we have good contacts. In France, I will not discuss the specifics because for each country it's different. But we know those people, and we really will be happy to give you that information depending on your specific case. We will share this presentation on our social media channels. You can also watch again on our YouTube channel, so where you will find the contacts of our partners, but also the contacts of the people in our team, and where you can see per country who is responsible for the contacts. So don't hesitate to reach out to me, to connect on LinkedIn or with one of my colleagues. We will be happy to give you any information you would need. These are the contact details of our Belgium team. And now it's up to you, I think. I give you some first information that might help you, that gives you some inspiration. It's up to you to decide what your next move is, and don't hesitate to reach out to us. And good luck. I hope to meet you one day in Belgium on our office boat here in Ghent, or in another country or city. Connecting great HR people is our mission. Happy to do that and looking forward to work with you. Thank you very much and have a good day. Bye.